He says Skittles again. Again! He can't do it! He can't stop! Are you guys ready to hear me stand for fat people? Let's do it!
From 1 to 10, how much empathy do you have for the modern day fat pride movement?
Who was the person who just asked if reactionaries have empathy?
And is thin privilege a thing?
I like how he's talking about empathy here. Like, this is how psychopaths talk, okay?
It's impossible to empathize with others.
He couldn't be like, hey, how much respect do you have? Or, hey, you know, how much do you believe? Like, none of that, just empathy, as though disagreeing with someone means that you get to stop feeling empathy for them.
But this is the one that I think is the most egregious. About
terrible.
Thin privilege.
Imagine unironically believing that thin people don't have social privilege over fat people.
Greasy fat palm on the edit keyboard.
Crowder, when you're laying in the infirmary, okay? I hope they pull the plug. Privilege is, as a concept, pretty, like, apolitical. Like, it exists whether you like it or not. There's tall privilege, there's handsome privilege, there's big dick privilege. Absolutely. The question is, which of these privileges are severe enough, and which of these privileges are socially affected enough that we can work to change them, and maybe make the world a little bit more of a fair place.
It's not perception. And by the way, on public transport,
He's so fucking mad. Keep in mind, Steven Crowder had a comedy show on Fox that was... We can actually look at that really quick. In October 2013, Fox News dropped Crowder. This was announced shortly after Crowder made negative statements about Sean Hannity and about Fox News. Not reactionary enough for him, perhaps? God, he looks sad in this picture. He does rep himself as a comedian. Man, that lighting in his studio sure is favorable, huh?
you gotta deal with. Aren't these the same people, by the way, who have a problem with manspreading?
I manspread to this day. I've got a huge, just a big fucking dick. Every time I get on public metro, I don't just fucking manspread. I fucking practice gymnastics. Big dick privilege. As far as I can go, which isn't very far, but I did used to do yoga. I lunge my feet out. I hang them out there in the air, and when people come close to me, I kick them. I kick them. I kick them as hard as I can. For any foot fetishists out there who are watching this right now.
That being said, I have far more sympathy for people who've lost their limbs in war than people who simply let too many ring-dings get in.
Exactly. Look, it's the same thing with...
Again, they gotta slide it in like, haha, fat people are gross and we hate them, even though it's not at all relevant to the point. Nothing that he said, by the way, right now is relevant. He's actually bolstering her arguments.
Those are readily available in land whale sizes. By the way,
land whale sizes.
hit the notification bell if you...
By the way, if you liked that land whale joke from 2011, be sure to hit the notification bell so you, along with the other 3.4 million dupes who follow this channel, can be notified whenever I push out any of these comedy hits.
How did that not help?
I've had comments.
I really can't hear what you're saying over the audio mixing.
It's just really uncomfortable. You just can't enjoy them.
Your words are also desynced. You okay over there? You're losing it.
I don't know.
You okay?
I'm dying.
Do I need to end the stream so you can stop laughing?
No.
I killed my GF with my hair. See, Steven Crowder, that's how you get it. When Steven Crowder makes a joke, the ring of support staff and guests that he has with him all nervously laugh because they know he can fire him. When I make a joke, my girlfriend shits herself and dies, okay?
You're going out demanding that the world find you beautiful and demanding that we turn a blind eye to all modern medical science.
Wait, whoa. She's literally just like, hey, if people could stop, like, giving me shit when I eat junk food, that'd be great. And he's like, you want us to ignore all medical science. What the fuck does this have to do with anything?
It looks like a National Geographic special when a lion gets a hold of a gazelle.
A National Geographic special where a lion gets a hold of a gazelle. For just a person taking a big bite of a donut. Again, Steven Crowder, you're kind of making her point for her. You're kind of just, like, insulting her and treating her like shit because she's fat and she's doing, like, completely normal things, like eating a donut. You're making the point for her.
I was born this way. I was born. No, listen, if you were going to try and make the case that this is genetic and it's not through choice.
She never mentioned, wow, with the big brain comprehension, she never said it's genetic or not by choice. She has never made that argument. It hasn't come up in the video. This is why I say that reactionaries are the real NPCs. So far, there 3 times now, Steven Crowder has heard her say shit and then just gone off. Just nothing related to what she's saying.
My pain is constant and sharp. And I do not hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others.
The pastry, the confection, covered in Skittles.
Why would you show the picture of her very clearly not eating something covered in Skittles right after he said it was covered in Skittles? 7 minutes in, not a single response to a single point made in the video. And in many points, his inability to cogently argue against the arguments made in the video have actually steel-manned the woman's position.
Want to eat donuts covered in Reese's peanut butter cups, Skittles, whatever it is, don't call.
There were no Skittles.
Instead of prescribing you pills for your lazy, gluttonous lifestyle.
Literally nobody said anything about prescribing pills. Literally no one said this. I'm so ready for Steven Crowder to pretend that he's just a magnanimous fucking half saint, half doctor wandering the earth trying to help fat people lose weight by calling them mean names.
BMI is 94. Have you been eating any donuts slathered in Reese's peanut butter cups and Skittles? You have a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, heart failure, diabetes, period.
Absolutely.
Just wait.
Yeah, again, Steven Crowder coming out with the arguments that have nothing to do with the woman's video. She never said that being fat isn't necessarily unhealthy. This is it. This is 4 for 4. Steven Crowder just doesn't engage. It's NPC, no internal dialogue, no thought process whatsoever. Steven Crowder barely meets the biological definition of a human being. Again, yeah, like this is NPC behavior. Like someone wrote this line of code in his head and he just has to bring it up every time he can now.
There is an idea of
Steven Crowder.
some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
Are you eating donuts covered in Skittles?
There were no Skittles. What the fuck is he saying?
Maybe we're going to make an exemption for diseases related to, let me see. Yes, the donuts covered in Skittles.
He can't. I don't know what to do. My brain is shutting down. I don't know how to respond to it. He can't stop.
Well, I would try putting myself in your triple wide.
Get ready for it. Proving again the thin privilege by just making fun of people for being fat.
Shoes, but I don't want to die. It would require years of eating Skittles covered donuts.
He says Skittles again. Again! He can't do it! He can't stop! This is a strategy, okay? This is like the reactionary equivalent of like a hypnosis. When the little coin that you swing on a thing. By presenting idiotic argument after idiotic argument, he is destroying my will to live, and it's very effective. Maybe he's very smart.
But we reserve our empathy, and I would say rightfully so, for people who've been dealt a bad hand through no fault of their own.
Oh, I mean, really? Wow, is this looking into the mind of a sociopath? We reserve our empathy only for people who arrive at misfortune through no fault of their own. We have family members, friends, even people we've never heard of who come across unfortunate circumstances in their life, which they probably could have prevented. It's fine to feel empathy for these people. Life is tough and people don't make perfect decisions all the time. I would only have to explain this to a sociopath.
It's like a kid who no one can stand because
literally nobody has demanded you praise them for being fat. Again, I don't know where you're getting this from, but I look forward to you saying Skittle Donuts again before the end of the video. Vaush, what's the point of responding to these kinds of videos? Don't you understand these videos are intended as distractions for real problems? Is this a kind of praxis I'm not aware of? Yes. Again, it's about effective, efficacious rhetoric. A video like this is pretty tangential to real problems. Like, nothing's really being fought over here apart from not being a dick to fat people, I guess. But it is important to be able to listen to somebody like Steven Crowder, pick up on their habits, mannerisms, rhetorical tendencies, and be able to shit on them very effectively and in an amusing and approachable way. Plus, if I make a video about this, which I will, people can watch that video, listen to me talk, and they can be like, wow, Steven Crowder is actually kind of a fucking idiot. And then they'll stop taking him seriously on other issues. Yes, reactionaries should be fought off on every front at all times. There is no rest. Not for them and not for us.
It's an important message. Crucial, really.
There's an empathy bank for everybody. A lot of people don't like to admit this, but we have a certain bandwidth of empathy. And we can't just be passing out empathy like donuts covered in Skittles.
He did it again! Yes, he did it again! Yes, one more time before the video. What is that, 7, 8 times over the course of the video? Skittle donuts, which were not present in the video? Oh, Steven Crowder. You're edging me. I'm gonna...
Oh, we reserve the right to not give it to you because we want to give it to the veteran who had an arm blown off in Vietnam, or...
Okay. Well, this is like the highest whataboutism. Like, oh, hey, Steven Crowder, why are you a dick to fat people? Because if I was nice to them, I'd have to be a dick to Vietnam veterans. All right. You do you, Steven.
Or we reserve it for somebody who might have some kind of a degenerative brain disease that can't help it. You ate too many Skittles-covered donuts.
Again! Oh, I'm doing it! I'm gonna come! Fat, 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 fatty, fat, 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 fatty, fat, 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 fat.
We can always empathize with ourselves.